Hey y'all, it's Vonnie with the Get Down Podcast. We are back with another episode. If you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share this video with anyone and everyone that you know. The Seahawks have came to a final deal, so they are going to be picking up Sam Darnold. Look at this, y'all. 3 years for $100.5 million. 55 of that is already guaranteed. $100.5 million. So now he's going to be transitioning, going to a whole new team. He got to get familiar with the scheme, the coaches, the plays, all of that. It's going to be a whole new environment for him. Do we want to have the same Sam Darnold that we have been seeing for the past years or whatever? Or do we want to bring like a whole new character, bring in the Sam Darnold, but try to transform him and make him be a little bit better? You know, the last two games of the season last year, they weren't so good. So it kind of makes you a little bit iffy about teams looking at him, wanting to pick him up or anything like that. And I get it. You want to try to always end the year with a bang, even if you do get traded or cut, whatever the case is. His last two games, they were on a rocky shelf. So the Seahawks do entrust him to be their quarterback for 3 years. Sam, you got to prove. You got something to prove. You really got something to prove, okay? Let's dive right into what ESPN had to say about this. The Seattle Seahawks have found their replacement for Geno Smith, agreeing to a 3-year, $100.5 million deal with former Minnesota Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold. Sources told ESPN Adam Schefter. Like I said, y'all, 55 of that is guaranteed. 55 million of that is guaranteed off the bat already. The Seahawks added Darnold 3 days after agreeing to trade Smith, starting their quarterback for the past 3 seasons, to the Las Vegas Raiders for a 3rd-round draft pick. So Geno Smith goes over there. When the NFL draft starts, they're going to get the 3rd-round draft pick. Hopefully they pick up a receiver, possibly a guard, because the Seahawks, they got some kinks in there that they need to fix too. Darnold's deal is the latest move in what we have been a busy stretch for the Seahawks, who agreed to trade star DK Metcalf to Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday and release Tyler Lockett and 4 other veteran players last week. Let me tell y'all something. The NFL, it's been going crazy this week with trades here, trades there, cuts here, cuts there. I mean, it's crazy. Everybody just moving around. You know, the Seahawks traded Smith after attempting to negotiate an extension with veteran quarterback after last month's NFL scouting combine. Seattle then turned its focus to Darnold, widely considered the top quarterback on free agent market. That is true. His time with the Vikings came to an end, so you had to reconstruct the contract. And like I said in my last video, with Geno Smith out of the picture for the Seahawks quarterback, now that hole has to be filled, and they filled it with the one and only Sam Darnold. But Sam got to prove himself a little bit more. He's been with the Vikings. He started with us. I believe he's been with the Colts. I mean, he's been around with some teams, but you have to make your stamp approval when you get to that specific team. And Seahawks, they might be it. Now he's going to be working with Kevin McDonald. You know, they're going to somewhat form a relationship and build a relationship. He got to get used to the scheme, the West Coast styles play that the Seahawks do. It's going to be a little bit different. This is the big challenge on Sam Darnold's hand that I believe he can take it, you know. But we don't want to see that old Sam Darnold that we have been used to seeing over the past previous years. You always want to try to get a little bit better, especially if that specific position where you're playing in the NFL, the quarterback. That is the head of the team. Everybody sees you because you're the main player besides the coach and the people above him. You're the other main player that people are focusing on. So if the team goes downhill, they always blame the quarterback. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the quarterback that they blame. for sure, without a doubt. Darnold reunites in Seattle with new offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak, who was the San Francisco 49ers pass game coordinator in 2023 when Darnold backed up Brock Purdy. Darnold, 27, blossomed in the Vikings scheme last season with coach Kevin O'Connell, careful his guidance, leading Minnesota to 14 wins after winning a total of 21 games in his previous 6 years. He ranked 5th in NFL passing yards, 4,319, and touchdown passes, 35, while earning his first career Pro Bowl invitation. So he had some good stats when he was with the Vikings. Unfortunately, the last few games of the season, it slumped him. It really slumped him. Darnold, however, appeared to hit his ceiling at the end of the season. His final 2 starts were his worst, as he threw a combine of 23 off-target throws and took 11 sacks as the Vikings lost to the Detroit Lions and Los Angeles Rams by a combined score of 58-18. The Vikings signed Darnold in 2024 as insurance for their plan to draft their quarterback of the future. So he was only there for that specific time of being their quarterback. They weren't looking at him as the future quarterback or someone long range that's going to get us to the Super Bowl and Super Bowl and Super Bowl. They weren't looking at it as that. He only came in to do his job. Now he's being traded out, which I like. Okay, it's time to go ahead and move. I wasn't even really here for a long time. It was just a 1-year contract for amount of pay, whatever. So now that he's moving on and he's going to be the Seahawks quarterback, like I said, he got some work to do. He got some homework to study, which I think he'll be okay. But he gotta make sure he gonna fit himself in the scheme and the West Coast style that the Seahawks play. I mean, we're on the West Coast too, so we know how they maneuver. We know how they play their games. We locked in with most of the players because we're familiar with them. Now, since he's going to be joining them and he's going to be in our division, we're going to get more familiar with Sam Darnold. Okay? So he'll understand how the whole West Coast scheme, gameplay style is all played out. He will get used to it. So let's not down him. Don't down Sam Darnold. Don't down him. Let's see what he can do. He is one of the kings of the comebacks when it comes to fourth quarter's comebacks, like at the end of the game. He is one of the kings that can do it, okay? So let's not just down his name and just down him as that kind of quarterback. All right. Darnold, however, had a strong training camp and was in line to be Vikings Week 1 starter even before McCarthy suffered a season-ending torn meniscus in his right knee during the preseason opener. The number 3 pick of the 2018 draft, Darnold spent 3 seasons with the New York Jets, 2 with the Carolina Panthers, and 1 as a backup with the 49ers before signing with the Vikings. Is what was widely viewed as his final opportunity to prove he could be an NFL starter. Once they don't see that proven instinct is there, it's like, I've had my time. Now let me just go ahead and retire or just move on and do something else, which, I mean, usually that's what the case is. So he's been with us, Carolina, the Jets, and the Vikings, okay? And like they said, the Vikings was his last opportunity for him to prove that he could be that starter in case other teams want to look to pick him up. You gotta make your name known. You gotta have good stats about you in order for another good team to pick you up, because you always want to be the main quarterback and not the backup quarterback. The main quarterback gets the job done. That's the reason you're number 1. You get the job done. You gotta get the job done. And I believe that's what Sam Darnold is going to do. He's gonna do. So like I said, he got some homework to do. He'll fit right in with Kevin McDonald and everything that he has to come to play when it comes to calling the plays, the way reading it, and just the whole West Coast style. Like I mentioned earlier, he's gonna have to get used to that. So Sam, thank God that the Vikings didn't just kind of just say, nah, we're good, even though that was really your last opportunity to show you can be a starter. But he's been around the NFL for a while, so this could possibly be the home and the team where it makes your name more great, and even greater than that. probably even greater than that. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a fat thumbs up. Comment down below what you think of this video. Share this video too with anyone and everyone that you know. And while you're at it, hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on. That way you can be notified every time I drop videos on this channel. If that is all, always remember, stay prayed up and stay blessed. And I will see you guys in the next episode.